Good morning and welcome back from Universal Studios Hollywood. Today we're going to be taking a look at all of the updates inside of the theme park, so let's get rolling. Today was a very rainy Tuesday for the theme park, the wait times being at an all-time low. It was insane, it was cold, and it was wet. Now let's get straight into the updates for today. Today I'm actually going to talk about a few things. From a new delicious snack I discovered, to some coaster updates with Fast and the Furious. We just entered French Street, and inside of French Street we have a set of walls that have been raised up. As of right now, Universal hasn't announced why the Moulin Rouge is closed, but over here in the Moulin Rouge, they use this as a multi-purpose space, but it's mostly used to house the buffet for the people that purchase the VIP experience. Included with your VIP experience ticket, you have access to this buffet. I also wanted to look at the Moulin Rouge from this perspective because this mostly goes unnoticed. Moulin Rouge translates to red windmill, and that's exactly what this used to be. Back in the day, the Moulin Rouge used to have windmill blades on top. These have obviously since been removed, but while looking at this image, it's clear that the Moulin Rouge used to be a restaurant that was open to everyone. But thinking widely onto this, it seems like they could potentially reopen this restaurant for everyone. They can definitely relocate the VIP experience buffet to elsewhere. And if they do that, they can add some more dining options inside of the theme park, maybe even adding a full-service restaurant. And I think that's exactly what we need at Universal, a full-service restaurant inside of the theme park. Of course there's Toadstool Cafe, but that's not necessarily a full-service restaurant. I'm talking about a restaurant with a server, a full menu, metal utensils, and maybe even some premium steak. With Epic Universe, the recently announced Universal Studios theme park, their Celestial Park section of the theme park will contain many different full-service restaurants, and I think it's time for Universal Studios Hollywood to receive the same type of treatment. Now, looking at the future location of the Fast and Furious roller coaster, it's clear that they haven't been doing much construction, as the rain has definitely affected the project. In this current weather condition, it's very difficult to work on muddy slopes, and even pouring in concrete foundation or even just letting it dry would be very difficult to do in the rain. It might actually be impossible. So as of now, we don't see much vertical work on the Fast and Furious coaster project. However, looking at the project from different angles, we could see that they did cover up the entire project, or most of it at least, with some tarp. I think this is just to prevent all of the dirt to turn into mud and basically undoing all the progress. So we'll obviously keep a close eye on this project. I'm very excited to see this roller coaster be built from the ground up, and I'm sure you all are as well. But luckily the rain stops very soon, and we'll start seeing some more construction work in just a few days. It's very impressive to see how quick Universal can come up with projects and build them from the ground up compared to Disneyland. Of course, over at Disneyland and Disney parks, it takes them quite a while to introduce new rides and attractions and even lands. Thinking back onto the Tron Light Cycle Run roller coaster, it took them nearly 5 or 6 years to construct this ride, while it took Universal only about 2 years to build the Velocicoaster. Based on how the Fast and Furious project is looking right now, it seems like the coaster could open close to 2025. And of course, with the project, I'm always excited to see if they'll introduce new merchandise, new dining options, and new snacks. Now, speaking of snacks, you all know that I always speak super highly about Butterbeer Soft Serve. You can only find Butterbeer Soft Serve ice cream at Diagon Alley over in Orlando. But one thing I didn't know, or at least haven't tried, is Butterbeer ice cream over here in Hollywood. If you visit Three Broomsticks located in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, you can find Butterbeer ice cream for just $7. Now, this is one snack I've never tried inside of Universal Studios, and once you see my reaction after I try the ice cream, you could see that it's very good. It tastes very similar to the soft serve that's offered in the Florida park, obviously with a different consistency because it isn't soft serve, it's more hard ice cream, but I was very satisfied with my purchase. I always talk about and emphasize new snacks coming to the theme park. I love when we receive new dining options and new snacks and different places to get different snacks. That's one reason why I love the Power Up Cafe, which just recently opened. They offer a lot of new snacks and new drinks to try. But still on the topic of snacks, inside of Honeydukes, you can see that construction resumes. This section of Honeydukes is all blocked off, and our strong rumor is that they will bring Butterbeer's soft serve into the wizarding world of Harry Potter in Hollywood. Now, I'm not sure how profitable this decision would be, but they will for sure have at least one loyal customer, being myself. Jurassic World is also closed for refurbishment. The reasoning is unsure, but I'm assuming it's because the water is all fogged up. This isn't the water's natural color. Now let's look at the studio tour. The studio tour is getting ready to celebrate its 60th anniversary. And anytime I've gone on board the studio tour, each tour guide always emphasizes that they have a lot in store for the 60th anniversary of the tour. And in my opinion, it's what really put Universal Studios on the map. It allowed its visitors from around the world to see how movies are made, and that's something that's never been done before, until Universal Studios brought it to life. Now, this time I rode the studio tour, it was a very interesting experience. It stopped a few times, and one thing that happened is we transferred from one tram to another. Now, this might have been because of technical difficulties or maybe something else, but we were on an electric tram, so I'm assuming it ran out of battery. I'm not too sure. But it was a really cool experience to walk on the sets of 6 Points, Texas. And for the rest of the tram, we were actually able to go through most of the experiences, obviously outside of Earthquake. Earthquake is still under construction. I was very surprised that we went through Colonial Street. It's been used recently to film Candy Cane Lane as well as the new Ted series. However, we did skip one large portion of the studio tour. The tram completely avoided going near the Bates Motel as well as the War of the Worlds sets. I tried to get a clip of what's going on, but it was very difficult as I was on the far right side. But from the looks of it, it seems like they're repaving the floor that the tram drives over. But it seems like they're also adding a new route behind War of the Worlds, which makes me think about if they're going to be removing the War of the Worlds sets. As of now, we still don't know, but this could also be something for the 60th anniversary of the studio tour. We'll see. As for Halloween Horror Nights, we still have 0 updates with Horror Nights. Usually they start around this time, but I'm assuming the rain has caused some internal delays. We don't have any Horror Nights updates at H-Lot, as well as T-Pad and the Mummy Queue. 0 updates, nada. If I were to take a guess, we'll definitely see some more Horror Night updates closer to March. I feel like we were spoiled the last few years. They were able to put up Horror Nights construction as early as maybe late January, early February. This year might not be the same case. But as always, I will keep you updated when we start seeing some new updates inside of the theme park, from Halloween Horror Nights to Fast and the Furious Supercharged. That being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm sorry it wasn't done in person. Obviously, the rain didn't allow me to bring my camera to the theme park. However, I filmed most of this vlog on the phone, and from time to time, I'm actually going to be going live. This will allow you to see live updates from inside the theme park. We can get on the studio tour or have a snack together, but I think this is also a great way to connect with you guys. I love speaking with you guys, and I'm also not the best at replying to comments. I know, I'm sorry. I try my best, but I've also been really busy when it comes down to school and work, and also this rain hasn't been helping me, so I've been trying to come up with more videos from home. That's why we've been talking a lot about Epic Universe. But otherwise, I want to start doing more live streams at least once a week or maybe even twice a week to interact with you guys. That way, if you have any questions that need to be answered, I can answer them basically instantly. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm JP and How They Sing the Movies. That's a wrap. I'll see you in the next one.